So if the Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago, we're all 13.8 billion years old. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It sounds exactly like one of those profound 3 a.m. realizations a theoretical physicist might have, right? Like some totally groundbreaking perspective on our place in the cosmos. But actually, scratch that. This isn't from some renowned scientific journal. Instead, it's the absolute cornerstone of a bizarre, chaotic, and honestly, incredibly fascinating internet phenomenon.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to take internet Stickman comedy, specifically that super viral IQ meme universe from Rico Animations, and treat it like a completely legitimate, rigorous academic discipline. Because, as you'll see, beneath the surface of what looks like sheer, unfiltered absurdity, there is an entire alternate reality at play here. We're talking about a world with its own completely broken physics, its own wild geography, and its own deeply flawed social contracts.
So, here is our curriculum for today. 1. Geography and gravity. 2. The matter-age loophole. 3. Sociology of siblings and strangers. And finally, 4. The method to the madness. Let's get to it.
Starting right off with Section 1, Geography and Gravity Failures.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how this universe perfectly captures the total collapse of a standard classroom dynamic. Picture this. On one side, you've got traditional geography. A teacher asks a student to name a country starting with the letter R. A normal student is probably going to say Rwanda or maybe Romania. But in the zero IQ universe, the student just confidently, without a single ounce of hesitation, answers rectangle. It isn't just a wrong answer, it's a complete categorization failure. But honestly, it's what happens next that really sets the rules of this world. Because, in our world, a teacher would just correct a student, or maybe give them a failing grade. Not here. The menacing teacher in this reality responds with this bizarre, incredibly aggressive chant. Heat. Heat. It doesn't even feel like an educational correction. It feels way more like a fundamental rule of nature reacting to a glitch in the matrix. Like, heat becomes this universal cosmic punishment for a geographical failure. Okay, and speaking of broken rules, let's pivot over to the physical realm, specifically looking at gravity and basic survival. Imagine you are literally plummeting through the sky. The wind is rushing past you, and suddenly you turn to your tandem partner and ask, "Where is the parachute?" This is the infamous parachute boy incident from the source material, and you guys, it is an absolute masterclass in inverted logic.
Let's just break down this complete sequence of chronological failure. In any logical world, you verify your safety equipment way before leaving the aircraft. But in the zero IQ universe, the sequence goes like this. Step 1, jump out of the plane. Step 2, casually ask about the parachute while in mid-freefall. And Step 3, the fatal realization hits. The other person didn't actually say they had a parachute. They were just calling you parachute boy. It's wild. Basic human survival instinct is just completely overridden by a delayed linguistic misunderstanding. It's terrifying, but within the logic of this world, it's perfectly consistent.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, the matter-age loophole. To really wrap our heads around this one, we first have to ground ourselves in real, actual science. The law of conservation of mass states that matter cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change forms. We all know this, right? It's a totally foundational principle of chemistry and physics. But the stickman in our source material, he absolutely does not use this to pass a science test. He weaponizes it for something else entirely.
So check out how this logic is structured. Premise 1, the Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago. True. Premise 2, matter can't be created or destroyed. And hey, we are made of matter. Also true. Therefore the conclusion, we are all, technically speaking, 13.8 billion years old. But here's the catch. The character strings together these actual scientific premises to arrive at a deeply disturbing conclusion, boldly claiming, yes, she was old enough. It is a completely shocking moment, where technically sound physics gets twisted to justify something completely immoral and illegal.
I mean, just look at that number, 13.8 billion. That sheer cosmic scale perfectly highlights the incredibly dark juxtaposition happening here. Taking the awe-inspiring, totally unimaginable age of the universe itself and using it as a legal loophole to excuse predatory behavior. It's a super stark reminder of how zero IQ logic can take a profoundly dark turn the second common sense and basic morality are thrown out the window.
Which brings us to Section 3, Sociology of Siblings and Strangers.
Shh, don't cry. I didn't even hit you that hard, bro. We have all heard this, right? It's the universal sibling defense mechanism. A tale literally as old as time, deployed in absolute sheer panic, the exact millisecond an older sibling realizes the younger one is winding up to scream for mom. It is a moment of pure, unfiltered terror, and the Zero IQ universe captures this interpersonal dynamic with actual scientific precision.
And this perfectly illustrates exactly what I mean. Notice the massive scientific disparity here. The actual physical force of the older brother's hit is incredibly low. We're talking a mere tap, but the younger sibling's reaction volume, that is pushed all the way to maximum capacity. In the source material, the younger sibling literally loses the ability to speak, just wailing in apocalyptic agony for no other reason than to ensure maximum punishment from their mother. It's manipulative, it's brilliant, and honestly, it's a sociological masterpiece of sibling warfare.
But, sibling rivalries are absolutely nothing compared to the dangers of the outside world. Let's shift over to how predators operate in this reality. We're all super familiar with the classic stranger danger warning, right? Don't take candy from strangers in vans. But the Zero IQ world modernizes this threat. Introducing the free Wi-Fi candy trap.
Let's break down this predator's methodology, step by step. Step 1, offer candy. It's the classic lure, but let's be real, it's a bit outdated. So the predator immediately upgrades to step 2, offer free Wi-Fi. Now, in any logical world, the warning bells would be absolutely deafening right now. But in this universe, the promise of internet access completely overrides any biological survival instinct, which leads directly to step 3, where the victim completely ignores the glaring danger because they just want to get online. And that results in this just incredible interaction. Instead of running for the hills, the potential victim aggressively marches right up to the stranger and demands, "What's the Wi-Fi pack, you puppy?" The irony is just fantastic. The trap is completely derailed because the victim's sheer audacity and addiction to connectivity actually make them the more dominant, aggressive force in the interaction. I mean, the predator is absolutely not prepared for their target to start insulting them while demanding the password.
All right, let's wrap this up with Section 4, the method to the madness. So while this whole thing is explicitly labeled as Zero IQ comedy, what we've actually seen today is that this chaotic universe operates on a very strict, internally consistent, albeit totally backward rulebook. It redefines geography, so rectangle is somehow a valid answer. It reverses survival instincts, prioritizing a clarification over, needing a parachute. It twists the laws of quantum physics just to try and win petty arguments. And it upgrades stranger danger to reflect our modern Wi-Fi addictions. So it's not just random noise. It's actually a meticulously crafted mirror of our own flawed human behaviors, just cranked all the way up to 11. Which leaves me with this final thought for you to ponder. If Zero IQ logic is really just our reality, our science, and our human nature taken to its absolute, most literal extreme, does it actually make more sense than our own universe? Is the line between sheer stupidity and absolute genius just a matter of perspective? Definitely think about that the next time you jump out of a plane or, ask a stranger for a Wi-Fi password. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to keep questioning everything.